Hey everybody, Scott here for the Helix channel and HX Stomp channel. The HX Stomp is back. It showed up, I picked it up, I got it Saturday. And it was supposed to be here Friday, but it wasn't. So this one works the way it should work. The other one had issues with the expression input, and it had issues with the these three little knobs right here. If you turn them really fast, they're supposed to sort of jump ahead, but they didn't when I wanted them to. And now they do it in spades. Holy smokes. Got to be careful. But it's working great. I had this, the latching FS5L. No. Can't use a latching switch. Got to be a momentary switch, apparently. Found that out by reading the manual. God forbid. I don't read manuals. So the FS5U momentary switch with a regular TS cable to the expression. I'll show you how to make the one adjustment inside that I could not find to make it work. So I read the manual for about 2.5 minutes, found it, it works, bam. But there is some buggy behavior happening, and I'm going to alert line 6 about it because it's annoying. It doesn't change the settings or the sound, but it changes the screen, and it does things that are just stupid. So, where'd the power go? Well, the power is under construction. I wanted to change where the outlet, the courtesy outlet was. And it was wired up so that the big wall wart was standing upright. I want that. So I took this thing apart, did some snipping, some bending, some grinding, some filing, made it work. It's currently being held together with some latex adhesive, and in about 24 hours I'm going to release it from Jed Clamp it here and then mount it back on the board after I paint around the outlet to fix this little whatever. But yeah, so I spun it internally, and now the power supply will sit flat along the back. A little bit of work to make it happen, but I'm making it happen. I don't give up. I don't accept no as an answer with this shit. I make things work. So, shall we? Alrighty, here we are at the HX Stomp. Now, to make, I've got a 3 snapshot preset happening here. This is, I believe it's Creep. I don't have the HX Stomp running out into my camera. I'm just using a speaker in the room right now just because I had to do this video very quickly because I've been working on this pedal board all day. Trimming cables, fucking around with that power supply, just doing stuff. Re-velcroing and patching up the pedal board so that you don't notice where I cut a big piece of the alligatory fabric away. Anywho, so when we go into the, to make the Boss FS5U work, we need to go into the global settings. So, the important stuff to do, there's nothing to do on the ins and outs. On the, I prefer to set the snapshot edits to discard and the tempo pitch to transparent. It just makes things sound better. Here's the most important thing, setting the expression FS tip to FS4. That means, since we're using a single pedal, that the tip going, you can use a TS cable and the tip controls the FS4 functions. Now, if you were using, you know, a double one, you would set this one to FS5. But since I'm not, it doesn't matter. And then there's another thing over here. Set FS4 function to Stomp 4. Very important. Now we can go out and into the preset. We'll go over to the heavy sound. Whoops. The things I want to do with the FS5U, basically just boost functions. So to me, boost functions are, there's a few things. The master. I want to change the master from 9.2 to 10. Now here's the buggy behavior I was talking about. When I press the switch, it goes to another complete other block or a part of the signal path. But it shows us what happens with this particular part. So I've set the output to go from 0 to plus 3.6. And the way to do that, and it's super simple, press down the both page buttons at the same time, go to controller assign, and change the parameter to level. Here's another thing we have to set. FS4 is now our controller, and it needs to be in latch type. Going over here, these are the parameters I've changed. I've set it up for the minimum to be 0, the maximum to be 3.6. It adds a nice amount of level boost. Now when we go and we peer it, pretty cool. Some other parameters that I've changed to assist are the valve driver level. Here's the problem. You can't see it. So what we've got to do is, this is the buggy stuff I'm talking about. It's set to 6.4. Press the foot switch in, it'll go back over here, but we can come back over here and we can look at it. It should be 6.6 now. Nope, it's not. Well, did I not change that? Let's go in and, oh, I might not have. This was one I wanted to add. So let's hit the page buttons, go to controller assign, level. Right, I need to set this to FS4, latch type, of course. And I wanted to start at 6.4. And then go to 6.6. We're just adding a tiny little bit of level. It's sort of like gain stacking kind of thing happening. Save the preset, press the view and the action button at the same time, and then save her. So here should be, let me see the only way to know is to go to the output. Ah, damn it. Now, I think what it does is it might be defaulting to the last parameter that you changed, or the last block that you changed, because now it goes back to this one, and this was the last one I changed. So, and there we go, 6.4 to 6.6. We can hear it. It is a nice punchy boost. There are other parameters that I also want to change as well, along with that in the amp model. For example, the presence. I don't like any presence on my solos. So we're going to start, let's bring it to 2.0. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into, hit both page buttons, controller assign, go to the presence. It's currently set to snapshot. We want it to be set to FS4, latching type, of course. And we're going to start the minimum value at 2.0, set maximum value at 0. That'll bring it down to nothing, and then hit the view button, save the preset. So when I push it forward now, here's pressing it forward. Very cool. Less spiky top end, and you can see that these parameters are changing when we press the switch in. I believe it defaults to the last thing that you've done, because now we're on the amp block and it was the last thing that I changed, so it's sticking with that. So line 6, take notice. I don't know that they watch my shit, and you know, that's fine. Let's see if I care. I also want to bring the ripple down. So we want the ripple to start at 6.0, come down to 5.0 for the leads. At least that's what I want. I don't know what you want. And ooh, let's do the bias as well. I love to add extra bias to the leads. Oh, did I not change that? Wait a minute. Did I do it to the bias or not or the ripple? Ah, I've changed the wrong parameter. So anyway, ripple. We'll go from 6 to 5. Sometimes I don't see as well as, as I could. And then we'll do the bias as well. But with the bias, what we want to do, and what I like to do with leads is, yep, that one's, I did that one instead. I want it to go from 6 to 6.6 to get a little, it actually gives it a little bit more gain, a little bit more, it feels like you're cranking the master a little bit. But anyway, it's pretty cool. So let's save it real quick and look over at our controls and see where we're at. Yep, we're down. So let's play it and then hit the button and see what happens. I wanted to start down here. Kick ass. There you go, everybody. Ah, good stuff. Making it work with the new FS5U Boss foot switch. You can get these really cheap on eBay. Brand new, like 30 bucks. And if you use one of the eBay sellers that are throwing out tons of coupons right now, you can get it for about 28 bucks. Pretty cool. I think it's one of the must-have accessories. You can go with the FS6 and have 2 switches if you need 2 switches. I don't need 2 switches. I only wanted one just for a dedicated boost. If you want something to do something else, maybe ramp up some delays or other things like that, but I just don't have any use for that. Plus, I wanted to keep my board as compact as possible. So it is a great choice for that. Be mindful though, since this is a momentary switch, the switch doesn't activate until you lift your foot off. So if you press your foot down and you keep your foot there for a half a second, you're not going to get any lead boost until you let go of it. I found that out earlier today. It's an interesting way that it works, but all is well. I'll be back tomorrow with more of the Union Jacks presets, and there will be a pre-order link again in the description so you can get these. It's 10 presets that cover like 50 songs. And I made videos a few weeks back about showing those, and I'll run through them again tomorrow and demonstrate the presets for you. Good stuff. So come on back. More HX Stomp stuff all week, probably for the next 2 weeks. Whew, good times. So I'll see you tomorrow. And until then, rock on.